Okay, well, it is 7 o'clock. I'd like to welcome everybody to our August 4th board meeting. If I'd like to ask everyone to please stand to the pledge of the American flag, and then followed by a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. As we move on into the roll call of the board members, I'll turn to our treasurer, Mrs. Roberts, for the roll call of the board, please.
Mrs. Conrad-Zingmeister. Here. Mr. Hoffman.
Here.
Mrs. Johns. Here. Mr. Kimmer.
Here.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Here. All board members are present. Thank you, Mrs. Roberts. Moves us on into the minutes. Motion to approve the minutes as attached. All board members had an opportunity to view the minutes of the July 7th, 2025 regular meeting.
So moved.
Been moved by Mr. Smeltzer. Would there be a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Hoffman. Any discussion? No discussion? Turn to question. Turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll call of board members, please.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad-Zingmeister. Yes. Mrs. Johns. Yes. Mr. Kimmer.
Yes. Motion passed unanimous. All right, does move us to 1.6 with the adjustments to the agenda. I'll turn to our superintendent, Mr. Belleville.
No adjustments at this time.
Okay, thank you, sir. Does move us then into section 2, then information discussion. 2.1, the superintendent's update. Mr. Belleville, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Kimmer, and thank you, board members, for being here this evening. We're excited for the start of the school year, and happy that everyone is getting back on campus. It's been exciting to see teachers back in classrooms and all the prep work going into it. So we're happy about that, and looking forward to the professional development days that are upcoming, and then having the students back on campus officially and in classrooms on August 15th. So excited about that. As I start my updates, I do want to just a quick note of thanks to all of our maintenance teams. They've done an incredible job this summer, getting the buildings ready to go, taking care of the grounds. There's been a lot of work on all the campuses to get ready for the school year. So very appreciative of the maintenance teams, our administrators, administrative assistants. We've had some substitutes here all summer also helping to prepare for the start of the school year. So just very thankful for the tremendous teamwork over the last couple of months to get the buildings ready. So excited about that. As a reminder for board members, our staff breakfast is Tuesday, August 12th at 7:30 here at the high school. It's always a great morning to bring the whole staff together and spend some time together. And I know the staff looks forward to having us serve them and have conversations and those things. So again, just as a reminder, Tuesday, August 12th at 7:30 here at the high school. We will have professional development that day. Board members are certainly welcome to stick around. If you can be here for breakfast and stick around for some of the professional development, you're more than welcome to be here for that as well. On the agenda, you'll see a resignation of Candy Thornton. Candy taught algebra here at the high school and had a job opportunity that she wanted to take, and notified us on July 9th, and obviously hated to lose her. She had done a great job in algebra, teaching algebra here at the high school. Certainly wish her well on this next step in her career path. We wish her well, but we will be filling that spot with a long-term sub this year. Tyler McManus, a Fairfield Union grad, will be filling that spot. He does have a math degree, does not have a teaching license, so he'll be working on a long-term sub license. He has been teaching the past couple of years in private schools. He'll be teaching our math lab, and Mr. Montgomery will move over to teach teach Algebra 1, and if you watched our geometry scores over the past couple of years, just Mr. Montgomery has done an incredible job moving the needle in geometry. Hate to lose him out of there, but happy to see him moving over to Algebra 1. It's a tested area for the report card, so we know he'll do great things there. And then Mr. Fisher, who's been doing Math Lab, will transition over to geometry, and Mr. McManus will fill that Math Lab position. So our core content areas covered by our teaching staff that have been here for quite a while. Our Math Lab, which is more of an intervention type of period, will have the long-term side. So we did post the position. Really a limited response just because we didn't get it posted right up until July 10th, and it's hard for teachers to get out the contracts after July 10th. And so we decided to go to the long-term sub, and we'll see how that goes with Tyler this year. Hopefully it's a great experience for all of us, and he comes in, does a bang-up job, then potentially also look at an alternative licensure for Tyler and have him stay on permanently. So that's always an option down the road as we see how things go. So just kind of wanted to fill the board in on that one agenda item there and how we're filling that position. Policy updates, and more of this is procedural for how we will handle cell phones in the classroom and artificial intelligence. The cell phone policy is attached to the board agenda. We did send a copy of that out to parents via email in our messenger system. It's posted on the website. It'll be posted in offices. It's being placed in the handbooks. As we saw with House Bill 96, the budget bill, there were guidelines put into place that schools had to adhere to limiting cell phones during the instructional day. And, so our policy addresses those mandates from House Bill 96. So the AI policy, we do have a rough draft that our admin team is reviewing right now, and we'll have that ready to go for the start of the school year as well. I'll get a copy of that on the next board agenda for the board to review and give any thoughts on the policy itself. But again, this is in compliance using the toolkit put out by the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce. All of these things are just ramping up and getting us ready for when the students come on August 15th. So any questions or concerns with the cell phone policy, feel free to reach out to me individually and be happy to answer those questions, or if there are any now, I can try to answer them now if you have any right now. Okay. Maintenance update. Our track is officially finished. Resurfacing of the track, they striped it yesterday, and it looks great. You get a chance to go walk on it. That first rejuvenation of the track really brings a bounce to it. It feels like you're walking on a soft surface. So we're excited to see how that impacts times and performances this year. But it looks great. I want to thank our partner Basco for all the hard work on that. Obviously, it's been a challenging summer with the weather and all the rain, and it makes it difficult to do that work, so we do appreciate that. Also, seal coating on the main campus here was finished this weekend as well. We still have a couple areas we need to finish striping parking spaces, and hopefully that will happen this weekend, and we'll be finished with that. The only spots really left to be striped are right in front of the district office and the parking lot right by the main entrance of the track. And those were seal coated yesterday, so hopefully the striping will happen this weekend. And then finally, the updates in the Robert Church Performing Arts Center. The LED lights will begin to be installed tomorrow. It should be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that those will be installed, and then Friday the system will be commissioned. We'll receive training on how to run it, and then this weekend we'll do a deep clean of the area after the construction, make sure seats and drapes and all those things are clean, ready to go, and we should be in good shape for next week for our professional development, our staff and service days, and then again the kids on the 15th. So excited to wrap that project up as well. So we're moving right along, and we're just about there and ready for the start of school. Any questions?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Belleville. Always appreciate the insight with your superintendent updates. Appreciate that very much. So, does move us to 3.1, which is public comment. I do see we have 3 people that have signed in, and we welcome you if you have signed in. Do want to let you know that our board policy is 3 minutes to speak, and just to be courteous of that, if you would please, and as we move forward. So with that, I'll turn to Rebecca Chandler. She is our first that's on the list to speak. And if you would please, if you have the interest, please come to the podium and speak then, if you would. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you. I do have a question as far as the 3-minute rule before we begin. We had requested to be placed upon the agenda and were denied that in a recent email. I have about 9 minutes of material here, and we have 3 of us signed in. So at the board's discretion, I can either read the 9 minutes of material, taking 3 minutes per part, or we will have to exchange to the 2 other persons who have signed in. So that's at your discretion.
Yeah, if it's okay, then like I say, we'll just have each individual speak of the 3 minutes.
Okay. Another question real quick before the 3 minutes. We had requested to be put on the agenda because we required more time, and that was denied, and it states in the agenda print that we have to follow the procedure. What was the procedure on that? Because I did ask to be required to be placed upon the agenda.
Well, like I say, our policy is of the 3 minutes for each individual to speak. So,
well, it says persons desiring more time should follow the procedure of the board to be placed on the regular agenda. I thought we did that. And then we are, the discussion that's about to happen within the 3 minute is on the agenda. Part of it is on the agenda on the
Yes.
6.1 resolution.
correct. We will be having discussion amongst the board members in the new business section later on.
Okay, so what was the procedure that we needed to, was there a form to fill out? I'm misunderstanding here why we couldn't be placed on the agenda.
So I think I can answer that in the school district's legal counsel. So I think that might just be poor wording in there. There's no right for any member of the public to request to be on the agenda or to be placed on the agenda. It's just for board business.
This is for wording on this handout?
That's correct, ma'am. I haven't read it myself, but the way that you're reading it, it seems to me like it's just poorly worded. But you do have a right, of course, to speak during public comment, and as Mr. Board President has already told you, you have 3 minutes. So that's every member of the public's right to speak during the board's meeting. No member of the public has the right to be placed on the agenda as a specific business item.
I just asked what the procedure was to be placed on the agenda.
Sure, okay.
But thank you so much. What was your name?
My name's Carla Sherman.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm
As well.
Okay.
Okay.
Questions are answered. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll proceed then.
Okay.
My name is Rebecca Chandler, formerly Becky Sheets. Address is 701 Jones Road, Rayland, Ohio, 43943. Good evening, members of the board and guests. I grew up next to the high school my whole childhood. I am an alumni, a graduate of 1998. My sister is a graduate of 1983. We are long-term residents of the district, classmates, and friends of the community. We've been on this land, beside, and now in between the schools for over 45 years, and our family has been members of the community for much longer. The reason we are speaking tonight during public comment for a whole 3 minutes is that we are not permitted to be placed on the agenda to discuss anything with the board per the last email received from the district's attorney, as far as a resolution to our home next door that resides on school grounds. Secondly, we are here because there has been a lack of transparency, honesty, and communication throughout the last year as we have been grieving the loss of our father. We have questions that need answered, and we are not receiving those answers. In June 2024, after our father passed, we found ourselves in an unprecedented situation of having to immediately try to remove and sell all of the contents of our home to raise money to move the structure and its extensions, legally as there from the contract. Our parents' home was placed in a life estate with the school district in 2012 by our parents. And the original contract, it vaguely states that Cheryl and I have the option to move the house and its extensions in order to save it from being demolished, as the school had and has no plans for the property or the remaining buildings. No use for them. This life estate was set up by our parents simply to save the home that our family had built by their own hands. After I graduated, I watched my father and my Uncle Jim work tirelessly over 2 years to complete the build of the home, our mother's dream home. It was a labor of love. At the time the life estate was put into place, my father had received an estimate from Dingy Movers stating it would cost $20,000 to $24,000 to move it. A few years later, he checked in with Dingy again, and now had gone up to $32,000. Current estimates for the total move are now coming in over at $150,000 total. With this knowledge, our last option had now become our first option due to cost. We listed the home along with our land across the road to partner with someone else to help with the move, an investor, so to say. Upon the listing of the home, Fairfield Union School District reacted very poorly, accusing us of trying to sell the land that the home was sitting on. Excuse me. We assured them that this was not the case. I personally also received a phone call that day. The listing went live at 9 p.m. in the evening. This was a joint call between our realtor, Johnny Kazemka, myself, and I believe Ms. Courtney Roberts. Sorry if I don't have the name correct, Ms. or Mrs. To which she stated the board was very upset. The board stated that we were not to be making money off of moving our house and that this was unacceptable. The realtor and I assured her that this is not the plan to make money, but a plan to get an investor to help with the move of the house. With all the information we have now, we believe this is when FUSD got the idea that they could sell it themselves to make profit. The pushback that we received from the board at this time was overwhelming. After listing the home, we went into verbal contract with Rod Williams after meeting his wife at one of our tag sales. Meeting Rod and wife Abby seemed to be heaven sent, as Rod and Abby were also in plans to move their own house. Meant to be, right? Rod is a realtor, and he had also just recently organized a small investment company to flip houses. However, after much conversation and much planning on Rod's part, we stopped hearing from him after October 2024. The deal fell through. Rod basically ghosted us, no communication with us or our realtors, even though we asked multiple times. We later found out earlier this year that Rod and the superintendent, Chad Belleville, had been in private conversation both on the phone, personal meetings, and emails without our knowledge back in November to discuss moving of our home, trees that would need to be removed and replaced or replanted, and reclamation of the grounds in full, basically. A special board meeting was even planned in conjunction with these conversations. Once again, without our knowledge, we were not included. We were completely unaware of this until recently. In February, we had another potential investor buyer, Bob Henderson. He made a written offer to buy in February and withdrew less than 24 hours prior to closing. He communicated through our realtors after speaking to the school district, well, whether that be it Mr. Belleville or whoever, we do not know. Behind our back again, without consent, as we had expressed multiple times that we had to be kept informed of everything. That the school's demands would take $100,000 off of his offer. The sale fell through yet again. In March, realizing their time frame, we reached out to Rod Williams again to ask what had happened, where he had gone. Is he still interested? He stated he was interested again. After weeks of working with Rod again, he came back to us and said that he could not give us our asking price. He stated that this was due to being requested to locate an arborist that could remove 4 maple trees that were over 40 years old and have them replanted back in front of the house. This is Rod telling us this. He stated that with the reclamation process that the school had requested, that it just couldn't be done. He was, however, intent that we could get the house moved, even if it meant only paying less than market value for the parcels we own across the road. This was unacceptable to us, as it did not ensure the move of the house, the most important thing, save the house.
Okay.
Please keep in mind as you are listening to me speak, the original contract states no demands such as these, just simply that we are allowed to purchase the home and its extensions, then own the structures and have the opportunity to move it, to move them.
Okay.
After After two buyers/investors had fallen through now and taken up so much of our time, we continued to brainstorm and figure out a way to save our parents' home. Once again, the most important thing, save the house. Save the house. By June 30th, financially it just couldn't be done. We also didn't know how many more demands the district would put up on the move. How
Okay.
much more money would more demands cost? We had no idea of knowing. We had no way to financially foresee any of that. Even with my husband, myself, and my oldest son doing a lot of the work, i.e. the roof, the excavating, everything, we tried.
Okay, Mr. Chandler, I want to be courteous, please, I want to be courteous, but like I say,
Time's up.
time's up.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Well, I'll go on for days if you don't stop.
well, I want to be courteous, but also, yeah, with our policy, if that's, time has expired, so. I
Okay.
appreciate.
Well, I thank you all for listening. I'll pass it on.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Mr. Chairman, appreciate your comment. Next on our sign-up sheet is Cheryl Sheets to speak.
All right.
And Ms. Sheets, yes, go ahead, please.
Okay. We notified FUSD in May of being unable to move or sell due to the demands of the school for moving the home that included replacement of trees and a full reclamation of the land at this point. Basically returning the entire area to the previous condition of the year 2000 prior to the house being built. Once again, this is not in the contract. We asked FUSD what this looks like going forward multiple times. After multiple emails, Fairfield Union School District with their attorneys stated we could simply just transfer the home and extensions back after threatening us that we were trespassing. The superintendent and the lawyer demanded multiple times that the school district be permitted to go inside the house to check the condition of the house, as they were fearful that the electric was off because the meter was missing. The AC was not running, the sump pumps were not working, etc. Now keep in mind, we had to prepare the house as it is to be demolished. Why on earth would we continue to pay an electric bill and maintain the home as it is to be demolished upon transfer? We will not permit anyone in the property or on the extensions, as we are liable for our own property as we still own it. This is common knowledge, just as the school district carries their own insurance policies. In the process of negotiating a transfer, we were asked 3 times for an inspection of the home prior to the district signing off on a transfer. This, coupled with what we can only be construed as blocking our efforts to sell and move the home, leads us to believe that the school district is going to sell the home themselves, instead of demolishing it per the original contract and ongoing understanding. To quote, "We have no plans and no money." So the main question that we have not had answered, even though there are multiple, is do you have any intention of selling our home after we transfer? This includes selling it to Rod Williams to move it or to any other person, entity to move it, even though we've asked multiple times as to why you would need an inspection of our house if it is to be demolished. We have yet to receive a direct reply to date. We've had carrying costs in the range of $10,000 to maintain utilities and the upkeep of the home. We've had extra costs for travel, time off work, paying employees extra for coverage, phone calls, stress. We did all of this to accomplish the move, but we are very concerned now with everything that we've seen from Fairfield Union School District, because it seems that they knowingly and actively blocked us for their own gain. We are here to get these questions answered and to go on public record to say that we will not be transferring the home without further discussion. Conditions and assurances from the school district. We will not sign a quitclaim deed that relinquishes all rights just to find out that the school is to sell our home for profit after we transfer. We expect to be treated fairly in this transfer, especially with all things that we've just said being considered. Thank you.
Okay. All right, we have one last person that signed up, interested to speak. Justin Sheets?
There was just a continuation in case I didn't have time to finish what they had written.
Okay, all right, Justin. We do appreciate your comments. Appreciate you being here. Like I say, we will be speaking of the resolution later in the agenda in the new business section. So thank you for your thoughts and comments and being here this evening. All right, then. That does move us on then to reports and presentations. But before I do, you're all welcome to stay throughout the agenda if you'd like. You're welcome to as long as you'd like throughout the business board meeting. So if that be a desire, sure, most certainly you're welcome to stay. Okay. All right, that does move us into administrative reports and presentations, and 4.1 is our administrative reports. We always look forward to these administrative reports with their insights of the building. So I'll first turn to, on our agenda is Mr. Schaefer, our high school principal. I'll turn to him, sir, for your insight.
Good evening, everyone. This is obviously my first time reporting to the board, so I'm looking forward to that. I will promise you that I'm going to leave the poems and the costumes to the elementaries, but I probably will carry on the torch for Mr. McPhail being the longest one. I have a feeling. I'm going to try to keep it short, but I just have a feeling. So we're getting ready for the school year. We're full staffed, as Mr. Belville mentioned in his updates. We just finished filling that last math job, so our schedule's complete. We are excited to be offering some kind of most in the history, at least of my time here, when it comes down to new CCP offerings. We have 28 in-house CCP offerings at the high school, as well as 8 advanced placement offerings. We're really excited for that. That's kind of one of our goals over the last few years, is to really ramp up that college level and that advanced placement. So through new programs with our media and publication courses, we've got college marketing now. We offer a public speaking speech course that's college credit, as well as CCP psych and sociology courses, and then 2 new science courses that we're excited to be able to offer this year, which is organismal biology and physics through Muskingum. So all of that, we're really excited to see. We got really good numbers in all of those areas. So excited to see the kids come back here in the next few weeks and kind of get into those. I know our teachers have been hard at work planning those, as those are new courses in our building. Would like to kind of put some dates on your guys' radar in case you're available to come out. We do have open house on the 13th. Part of that open house is kind of a campus-wide. We have a lot of things going on at the high school that night. So that is on the 13th from 5:30 to 8:30 is our meetings. Obviously, that will start around 4:30. But we have class meetings. The freshman class meeting is 5:30. Then we have our sophomore and junior class meeting in the auditorium at 6:30, followed by our senior class meeting that night at 7. So all of those meetings are taking place, but then at the same exact time, here in the cafeteria, we will have a student organization and community partnership fair, where all of our student groups, athletics, band, the musical, DECA, foreign language club, I'm sure I'm forgetting some, as well as the colleges we partner with, and each branch of the military, and I believe some local businesses. I think that Bremen Bank is coming in to be a resource for our families and our students when it comes down to creating checkings and savings accounts and things like that. So we'll have that going on here in the cafeteria. We also have some different scavenger hunts that the students can do when it comes down to meeting all of their teachers on their schedule, picking up their schedule. So we have that night, as well as having Falcon's Nest in attendance, where they're going to be selling dinner and ice cream to all of our students and community members who are coming in. So it's just kind of an open evening for students, the families, the staffs to get back in and just get excited for the school year. Along with that, obviously athletics is ramping up here. So wanted to highlight some of that. Our golf teams are our earliest starting sports teams when it comes down to official play. They all started on July 31st. They have a full week this week. Our boys team, they were out this morning. I passed them on my way in. They were heading out. So they are competing today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. And our girls golf teams are today, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So the golf teams are well in the swing of things there. We want to just kind of highlight some home openers here. Volleyball, their home opener will be August the 16th here at the high school against Miami Trace. The JV team starts at 11 a.m. with the varsity following that. Our soccer teams will be in action on the first day of school. So that's kind of an exciting end to the first day. So on the 15th, our girls soccer team starts the evening first at 5:30 out here at the stadium against Lancaster, with our boys team to follow. We also have our cross country. Their first meet is on the 23rd at Big Walnut, so we're looking forward, obviously, after all of their accomplishments last year, excited to see them start, running again this year. And then lastly, we have our football team. They start the season on the 22nd at New Lex with their home opener on September the 19th. So we're really excited to see all of our fall teams, to get going here. Obviously, they kind of set the tone. Look at what they did last year for the whole year. So just to get to see how our fall teams kick off the school year is really exciting. So lastly, just really quick, Mr. Belleville had mentioned that he wanted to see our goals for this year. So at the high school, we are really excited about all the opportunities that we're giving our kids. And our goal, our biggest goal, is we just want to engage kids in learning. A lot of times our kids get so focused on get the grade, move on, want to be straight A students, which is good. Well, we're not, not lowering the value of that, but we just want kids who are engaged in learning. So, with the new law coming in where we're banning cell phones during the school day, we're going to take a positive approach to that and reward our students throughout the day as they just engage in the classes that they're in and the time and lunch with their friends without the technology, just to get to be kids again and get to have the, all of the great resources and teachers. So, we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to pushing kids beyond just receiving the grade. So, really looking forward to big things at the high school this year. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Schaefer. Really appreciate the insight with the high school this year, so sounds busy. All right, that does move us to Mrs. Hahn, our Rushville Middle School principal. Mrs.
Hi,
Hahn.
good evening. I love this time of year. I know Friday I woke up and it was crisp outside, so I was like, oh, it's fall, school's going to be starting. I want to thank you. I know Mr. Belleville had mentioned this during his, updates earlier, but I just wanted to have a special thank you for our maintenance team. We had a lot of painting done at Rushville Middle School this year on the interior. So our walls inside look so much better. The floors are sparkling. Outdoors, they've done a lot of work to the landscaping and so forth out in the courtyard. There's a little bit that needs to be completed in the front, but everything looks so good, and I just want to thank them for all of their hard work. I also want to thank our IT department. We have all new TV monitors that have been installed at the middle school this year. So all of the old smart boards were taken down, brand new TV monitors put up, as well as all of the teachers have new devices as well. So a lot of work's been happening with the IT department. So I really appreciate all of their their work that they've done to get our school year up and running. We also have all of the teachers have new teaching chairs within their classrooms. And I know that doesn't seem like a big deal, but some of the teachers that have already been in have already mentioned, like, oh, we have this new TV monitor and a new device, and we have a new chair. Like, they were just very excited to come back and see all of the new equipment that they have in their classrooms. So, thank you for making sure that we have all of those, items for our classrooms. Just a quick mention of fall athletics. We have currently 46 kids out for the football teams. We do have enough to have a 7th and 8th grade football team, so we will have both teams participating in football. We have 20 of our student athletes on the cheer team. We have 6 golfers. 10 students are in cross country. We have 14 on the boys soccer team. 13 girls are on our girls soccer team. And we as well have 2 teams for volleyball, full rosters for 7th grade and 8th grade. So I'm thrilled that we have a lot of attendance with our extracurriculars. I think it's so important for middle school students to start exploring all of those different extracurriculars. It just helps drive them to be better in the classroom. So thrilled about the numbers that we have in our fall athletics. Speaking to some of our goals at the middle school for this next school year, when you think about goals, you're thinking about the rigor in the classroom and pushing academics, but I really believe that starts with climate and culture in the building. And so that just lends itself to the PBIS and everything that we do with our PBIS and the programs with that. So this year we will be just strengthening our Tier 1, everything that we already have in place. Additionally, working on Tier 2 and Tier 3. We already have some things, rolling in our tier 2 and tier 3 right now, but we're gonna work to refine those just to make them that much better. We have 1 year of science of reading under our belts, and we're gonna continue to work, especially in ELA and reading for the science of reading. I'm sure that you have seen the OST results. I just want to brag on our ELA and our reading teachers. They did extremely well. Our students did extremely well on those assessments, with it being a full year of new curriculum. So just want to give a shout out to our staff and our students. We are going to be making vocabulary a big, huge focus this year at the middle school as well. Not only in ELA and reading, but across all content areas. We have, obviously, foundationally, vocabulary is very important. So that is a huge focus for us this year. Math as well is a focus area. We definitely have some areas for improvement in math, and we're going to be working with our teachers to really dig into some data beginning of the year and throughout the year to see what we need to do to improve our math instruction, and just to hopefully help our students be more successful in math. And so super excited about this school year, we're just looking forward to August 13th. That is our open house over at the middle school as well. We always have a full house, and so just looking forward to that. Again, it's from 4:30 to 8:30 as well, with the 5th grade orientation being at 5:30. So thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Holland. Appreciate your insight with Rushville Middle School as well. Very much so. All right, next is our Mr. Knott, Mr. Roger Knott, our Director of Elementary Education.
Hey guys, how are we?
Good.
First of all, I know for a fact Mr. Johns has some costumes from last year that I'm sure he will happily share with Mr. Schaefer. And then I got to thinking, I'm going to have a certain little girl in kindergarten at Bremen this year. Maybe I need a dad-daughter costume day. We could work on that too. I'm going to talk about the academic goals for both of our buildings. As you know, last year we had a new ELA curriculum that we really worked on, and I found the really strong pieces too in the areas that we weren't so happy with. We worked on over the summer for a plan on that. A lot of that is aligned with writing. So we have Keith McCarroll coming from Muskegon Valley. He's presented with us before. Teachers like him. He's very practical. You can relate to him, and you don't think, oh, that will never fly in a classroom. So we have him partnering with us this year. Also, Amanda Barr, instructional coach, will be working on the writing and stuff. And so we really are looking at all the great things we have at the elementary buildings, growing them and enhancing them, using some of it in a different way, and seeing those positive then impacts hopefully in our report card and in our student growth reports that we'll see at the end of the year. One of the areas that to talk about is second step. A couple of years ago, Mrs. Tokars and I decided we would take the library special block and we would divide it in half. We would have traditional library time. We would also have some social emotional learning lessons. And so at that time, we had a curriculum that was kind of expiring in that area, so we were kind of picking and choosing different things. Our guidance department in both of the buildings were very supportive in helping out with that. Over the summer, we purchased Second Step. Second Step is an SEL curriculum. It's one of the golden ones that you hear about. And so I am very excited to see our guidance department work with our paraprofessionals in the library and bring those lessons every week to the kiddos. I think we'll see some payoff, and it really just helps the kids at the elementary if we can get them identifying those emotions and using some of those words to explain how they're feeling, and it's a lot easier to work with them. Once we get that going the right way, then let's talk about the academic pieces, right? So then we're looking at that writing piece with Keith McCarroll. We're continuing on with that CKLA. That vocabulary, I still say, when I sat in kindergarten last year and they were talking about Helen Keller and the little 5-year-olds' hands were going up and they were using vocabulary words I would have never thought ever the thing with 5-year-olds to do, we're headed in the right directions. Writing is the area that both buildings kind of say, hey, this just isn't enough. And so Keith's going to come and he's going to work with that along with Mrs. Barr to try and get that going in the right direction. If we take a look at math, the last couple years at both buildings, we've had Pockets at Zurn. That's an online math program that is aligned to the curriculum that we have in math. after a couple of years of just kind of trying it out and not really making anything mandatory, we're gonna move toward this as an expectation with the input from the staff. They're ready for that information. So we're working with Ms. Schilling and I. Actually, we had a meeting, we scheduled a meeting in September for them to even show, because as much as the instructional piece is good, there's also a lot of good data that comes out on the other end of that for you as a teacher to look at and okay, that is one way I thought so, or maybe I need to work a little bit differently on a certain set of skills. So I think that piece will be extremely helpful too. I think if we can get, again, really we don't have a whole lot of new, we're just building on what we already know, and again, using things a little differently than the way we have in the past, I think we'll have good positive results. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Knott, thank you. Appreciate your insight with the director of our elementary education. So thank you, sir. Yeah. All right, we'll move to Mr. Montgomery, then our elementary principal at our Bremen School. Mr. Montgomery.
How you doing?
Wonderful.
So I'm the other Mr. Montgomery. The other one can gladly keep the algebra, so I'll keep the costumes. So this year, Bremen went with the farm theme, and so we're getting all decorated with that. And so we have a book vending machine, and we do like little golden tokens with that. And so the kids get like a Fantastic Falcon slips with that. And so the last couple of years we did like gold balloons with the underwater theme and all that. So this year they're getting golden eggs for the golden coins, and they'll be able to use that. So the kids get the slips by exhibiting a certain type of character trait. Ms. Minovsky, she decides that kind of character trait. So when she gets back in, we'll discuss all that. And so keeping with the costume theme that everybody's been talking about, it's not just enough for me to be in a costume and Mr. Knott. We're also going to get one of our aides to be in a big blow-up chicken suit. So, you know, everybody's going to be in a costume here eventually. So moving on from that, also every classroom, we got a social emotional part in it. That kind of aligns with our DBIS Tier 1 supports. It's got all kinds of stuff in it to help students like calm down sensory-wise. And things like that. Also, Prentice Pizza reached out to me, and we're in the beginning stages of a reading program with them. So like the class that wins that award will get like free pizza and things like that. So we're getting that set up. Just really excited to get to see all the new teachers and stuff. Everybody's new to me, so getting to meet all of them has been really great. Our open house is on the 12th, 4:30 to 8:30. And Rex and Cody have done an awesome job waxing the floors and everything like that. And of course, everything with Rex, our goes out to him. And so they've done an awesome job. And then also during our open house, we have PTOs organized Gypsy Joes to provide coffee to everyone, be out front there. And lastly, I just want to thank everybody for being so supportive and helping in this transition. Mr. Knott, Lydia, everybody's done an awesome job just helping me in this new role. That's all I got.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. Appreciate your insight. Does turn us into our Pleasantville Elementary School Principal, Mrs. Tokar.
Well, good evening, board members. Mr. Belleville asked us to speak on the climate and culture goals in our building. At Pleasantville Elementary, we are incredibly excited to welcome our students and families back for another school year. The energy in our building is warm and full of anticipation as we prepare to open our doors. Steve, Randy, and the entire maintenance crew have worked their magic again in our building this year. It looks absolutely beautiful. As always, our commitment to excellence begins with relationships. We are intentionally easing into the year with a slower start. This approach is not new. It's how school used to be. It's how I grew up and how I taught in my own classroom. Relationships are at the heart of everything we do. As a wise educator once said, kids don't learn from people they don't like. I could not agree more. So, as in years past, rather than rushing into routines, we're embracing a steady, intentional beginning that prioritizes getting to know our students. Our staff is focused on creating safe and supportive spaces where every child feels seen. We believe that the time that we invest in these early days pays dividends all year long. Our theme at Pleasantville this school year is, there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day. And that's the spirit we are embracing. We've even redecorated the office with sunny yellows and big, bold rays of sunshine. Honestly, every day when I get to work, it makes me so happy when I walk into the office. This space feels bright, fresh, and full of optimism. I cannot wait for you to see it, so make sure you stop by soon. We are building something very special at Pleasantville, and it is going to be a year to remember. I cannot wait for August 15th. Tony will be out from Falcon's Nest for our ice cream social at the end of August, tentatively scheduled for August 29th at 1 o'clock. And board members, we would love for you to come out and eat ice cream with us. Mr. Kimmer came last year. You can attest how yummy it was.
Yes, indeed.
May I answer any questions?
In regard to the ice cream?
No, just in regards to anything we're doing this year.
Okay, overall.
Anything we're doing.
Okay. Overall, as I heard each administrator speak, dittos to the Dominguez people, as all of you spoke, how supportive they are to us all, how thankful we are to them all. Appreciated Mr. Montgomery's comment, and our heart going out to Mr. Glaze and lost his son, but for you all to mention the maintenance people is just how caring and thoughtful we are of a school district, and how we care about one another, and how they care about our buildings in return. So much excitement coming with the school year as I hear from you, from all administrators and from you, Mrs. Stokart. It's exciting. It really starts to get you energized as well. And then my last comment is, I highly recommend on August 29th at 1 p.m. to come to the ice cream.
I'm so glad. I hope to see you there.
Any other thoughts? Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Stokart. Appreciate your insight with the Pleasantville building. Administrators are wonderful people. We appreciate you so much, and for what you do and your leadership that you bring. So thank you. We always, as board members, so we look forward to your inside of your building. So, okay, Mr. Belmore?
They can
Okay.
say if they would like to take also.
Okay.
Appreciate the time.
As we always mention, you're so welcome to stay, but also you put in long hours and getting here very early. It will not be disrespectful if you do want to step away then from the meeting at now or at any time. So thank you all. Okay. Okay. Does move us into the consent agenda section then. Let's see. Yes, consent agenda section, and 5.1 then is workshops and conferences. Board member C, there's in front of you, there's a workshop and conference. Mr. Schaefer and Mr. Johns, you all see in front of you there. So if there's thoughts or comments.
What's the OAS, I think?
It's the Principals Association. They have a fall conference every year. This year it happens to be during fair break, so I have no problem with the principal and assistant principal being out. Those will be on there. So. It is a very valuable conference.
Okay. We appreciate those individuals attending those conference. Appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Smeltzer, for the question. Any other thoughts, comments, questions? Okay. If not, then we'll move to 5.3 then, approval, I'm sorry, on 5.2, financial items. Mrs. Rollins.
Thank you. Okay, so 4 items for this evening. The first is a donation of $50 for the Land Lab from Deborah Engel in memory of Willis Ball. The second is asking the board for approval to transfer $85,674 from the general fund to our maintenance facilities fund for our half-mil maintenance requirement. This is our yearly maintenance transfer that we do in August of every single year. So this is just a request to get board approval for that transfer. And
then I have both of our July recaps. So I will start with our financial recap. 1 month into the fiscal year, so not a ton of information yet. And you will notice there's a lot of information in July that can vary based on this timing of invoices. So from year to year, some of our payments will go up and down, but they even out once we get into the first few months of school. So to start, we have received just over $7 million compared to $6.2 million last year. The biggest part of this so far is from our property tax advances. So that will true up as we go up the next month. You can see as of right now that is up 24%. Income taxes were up 6.4%. State foundation payments are up 10%. And then other revenue is actually slightly down, again, just due to some timing of some payments. Expenditures were just over 2.2 million compared to about 1.8 last year. Our biggest increase is actually coming from our salaries at 1.2 million compared to 1 million last year. This is in line with forecast of right where we would expect to be at this point. Benefits are following right along. And then you will see purchase services are up 47%. This is one that is due to the timing of an invoice payment, as well as our increase in liability insurance and that premium that we have approved in a prior board meeting. Supplies are up to last year. They're almost double the last year. That is due to that laptop purchase that we pulled early in order to benefit from some of those lower prices. So it was planned, it's just earlier than last year in order to secure the lower prices. Overall, our cash balance is ending at 12.4 million compared to last year at 21.2. Keep in mind this is just due to the large transfer we made before June 30th. That's really where that difference is coming in, obviously, with that large transfer. So not a ton of information 1 month in. Like I said, just due to some timing of some payments and then some purchases that we on purpose pulled up early. But happy to answer any questions. All right. Moving on to our insurance report. Very similar. So health insurance, very similar to last year, $424,000 in revenue versus $441,000. This is actually due, we receive a medical prescription rebate every quarter, and this is actually just due to the timing of that rebate and when we received that. Expenditures are at $544,000. This is due to very large claims in the month of July. So claims are up 17% to last July. And if we look at last July, our claims were also up in that time frame. So, obviously watching that, but we'll continue to keep an eye on it, but that's really where those expenditures are increasing. Still a very good cash balance standpoint, we're sitting at $4 million compared to $3.9 last year, so really even to last year. At this point for the month of July, it was more or less money in, money out, so the premiums that we brought in paid for the claims and admin expenses. Dental insurance, not a lot. This is kind of a very similar story with dental. We're sitting where we typically are. We are, our cash balance is sitting at $253,000 versus $227,000. We did see claims go up by 14% to last year. We always tend to see higher claims everywhere over the summer months, obviously just due to our staff and students being out. However, when you compare month to month, they're still up to the increases over month. So still sitting in a good place, happy with both of our health and dental insurance. And then we'll watch it obviously as we get those prescription rebates to look at those compared to last year. But overall sitting in a good spot for both. Questions?
Okay, Mrs. Roberts, sure appreciate the financial report, the insight. Thank you. All right, that does move us to 5.3 then is approval of the consent agenda. There's a motion to approve the consent agenda items as recommended by the superintendent and treasurer. Been moved by Mrs. Conrad Jangmeister. Would there be a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Johns. Discussion. A discussion question from the Mrs. Roberts for the roll call. The board members, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. All right, it does now move us into the new business section. And with that, 6.1 is a resolution 2025-005, transfer of the ownership of house on school property. It's recommended a motion to approve the resolution 2025-005 authorizing the transfer of ownership of the house located on school district property. You can see their attachment resolution.
Ms. Sherman, do you want to speak to what the resolution means?
Yeah, sure. So years ago, when the school district purchased the underlying land that these improvements are on, the owners, that Ms. Chandler, and Ms. Sheets' parents, reserved a life estate just in the residence that was on the land. The school district has always just owned the land in fee simple. That life estate terminated when both the Sheets passed away recently. The last Sheets passed away in 2024. According to the purchase and sale contract, at the time that both Sheets passed away, the daughters had 6 months to remove those improvements from the property. They had 30 days from the date of the death of the second parent to purchase the property for $1 from the school district, which they exercised that option. So they do own the residence. The 6 months to actually remove the improvements has passed, but the school district has allowed them additional time to move the home. Now I think it's been about a year, maybe a little bit longer, and the home is still on the land. But at this point, we really need those improvements to be moved off the property. So this resolution would allow the school board to repurchase the home from the sisters, assuming they were in agreement with that transaction, and then the school district could expend the funds to actually move those improvements from the property, which would be, a substantial cost that then the sisters would not have to undertake to remove the improvements themselves.
Okay.
So happy to answer any questions if anyone has any.
Any questions from any questions from any of the board members?
Mr. Kimmer,
Yes,
I
indeed,
would
Mr.
like to
Belville.
add one thing. I kind of feel like my integrity was questioned, attacked somewhat, and I want to be very clear and on the record that I've made no demands of any potential buyers for the property outside of, I've always directed them back to the Sheets family. And the only thing I ever said was when plans were made to move the house, the district needed to be involved in the discussions of how the house was going to be moved so we could make sure the property wasn't unduly damaged that the district would then have to pay to repair. I also told, might have been Rod Williams in an email that we may want to relocate some of the trees. I didn't say that the Sheets family would have to pay for that. I said that the district may want to relocate some of those trees because there were some mature trees on the property that we could potentially use because we have had several trees die on our property that our maintenance team has cut down over the past 6-7 months. At no point did I or anyone from the district demand that the land be restored to the way it was in the year 2000, as was stated earlier. We just said we wanted to be involved in the planning of the moving of the house to make sure that there was no undue damage to district property. I don't think that's an unrealistic demand. So that, I just wanted to be on record that I've had no secretive meetings. I haven't done any of that. I've been very upfront with people that all conversations about the sale of the house need to be with the Sheets family. We just need to be involved in the discussions to move the actual movement of the house. And that's it. So I just want to be on record because I've been very upfront with that the entire time. And if someone has told you guys that we said those things, that the land had to be restored to the year 2000, if somebody told you that I had secret meetings with them, I'll call them a liar to their face. That has not happened. I've always tried to call or email the family whenever I saw things that I thought were questionable. In February, I did attend a meeting at the house, and there was a potential buyer and movers there, and they were talking as if, like, we're doing this now, and I alerted the family and said, hey, has there a deal been done? Because they're measuring things and this, that, and the other, and they assured me that no deal's been done. They were appreciative that I gave them the heads up on that. So I just don't want a picture painted that I've been dishonest or tried to be underhanded. When we talked about the transfer of the house back for $1, the comment was made that they wanted the house to be transferred back as is. The family cleared out as much as they could. And whenever they said as is and they cleared out as much as they could, when I was in the house in February, there was a lot of stuff in there. Mr. Sheik was a collector. He had shared that with me in previous conversations. And I did ask to see or inspect the inside of the house so I could know what we were dealing with as far as maybe needing to clean additional items out of the house prior to, you can look at the 5-year forecast. We've set money aside for demolition, but if there are things inside the house, you just can't come in and demolish it. The house has to be cleared in many cases because contractors won't come in and just demolish. So I just want to be on the record with that if people have told you things have happened, I would challenge, and I would tell them that it's simply not true. So I don't know what people have told you, but I just want to be on the record from my perspective or from my point.
Okay.
I think one additional point that might need just legal clarification, because it almost sounded like you all think that you might have been trespassed from the property in some way, shape, or form. I think that word has been tossed around a bit because what the school district could do instead of retaking ownership of the property is to move to enforce the agreement and require the sisters to remove the home at their expense. So this resolution would authorize the school district to, instead of doing that, which would be an expensive endeavor, actually retake ownership and take on that cost ourselves. So I think that was the point that maybe one of my partners in my law firm was trying to make with the trespass comment. Technically, the school district has the right to require you all to remove the improvements as soon as possible because our contract required them to be removed within 6 months of the death of your father. But instead of doing that, this is kind of the alternative resolution to save some costs for the property owners.
Okay. Thanks, Ms. Sherman.
Sure.
Okay. Appreciate the comments. Any thoughts, discussion? Board members. Now, to entertain a motion to approve the resolution in 2025-05 authorizing the transfer of ownership of the house and located on the district property. So moved, Mr. President. Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Hoffman. Would there be a second? I'll second. Any further discussion? If not, from the question, from Mrs. Roberts for the roll call. Board members, please.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister? Yes. Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Motion passed, unanimous. Does move us on to 6.2, the end resignation of Ms. Thornton. The motion to approve the resignation of Candy Thornton as high school math teacher effective August 31st, 2025. I know Mr. Belleville has made comment. The attachment is in front of you. Entertain a motion if there's no discussion. Entertain a motion to approve. Been moved by Mr. Smelter. Would there be a second? Second by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Any further discussion? If none, from the question, from the roll call of the board members. Mrs. Roberts, please. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister? Yes. Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes. Motion passed unanimous. Let's move to 6.3, the end resignation of supplementals. It's a motion to approve the resignation of Stephanie McCoy as instructional leader, grades 5 through 8, specials and electives and robotics club, effective immediately. It's been moved by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Would there be a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Johns. Any discussion? If none, I'll turn the question to Mrs. Roberts. We'll call the board, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Yes. Mrs. Johns. Yes. Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimous. 6.4, substitute teacher list. There's a motion to approve the substitute teacher list as presented. All board members have the attachment of that list in front of you. Thank you. It's been moved by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. I'll second that. Any discussion? If none, turn the question and turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Yes. Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimous. Resolution 6.5, substitute classified list. There is a motion to approve the substitute classified list as presented. All board members have that attachment in front of them as well.
So moved.
Been moved by Mr. Smeltzer. Would there be a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Johns. Discussion. No discussion. I'll turn the question. Turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes. Motion passed unanimous. 6.6, volunteer. Motion to approve of Christian Gruber as a volunteer for the middle school football. We certainly appreciate the volunteer. It actually has been commented many times. It costs them to be a volunteer. They money out of their pocket to be a volunteer. Been moved by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Would there be a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Hoffman. Discussion. No discussion. I'll turn to question. Mrs. Roberts with the roll, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimous. 6.7, resolution 2025-004, Meta Bus Bid. The motion to approve the resolution number 2025-004 to advertise and receive bids for the purchase and conventional school buses and vans.
This is just to be able to participate in the Meta bid. We do ask for approval of this every year so that as Meta bids out the purchases of the buses, we can take advantages of those costs. So we're not purchasing buses at this time, it's just the ability to participate in the bid.
I know I probably ask this every year, but are we still looking at two?
And we start out looking at two, and then we'll make a decision once we know what the actual cost is.
So with the two, we could always add one to that when the same bid terms.
Yes.
Yes, because this doesn't have the number that we would look for, it doesn't have, like the exact passengers, it's just saying whatever they go out to bid on, that we can participate in that bid.
And you can buy any number at the bid.
Right.
Okay?
So moved.
Good questions. Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Hoffman,
Second.
second by Mr. Smeltzer, to approve the motion of the resolution of to receive the bids for the conventional school buses and vans. Would any further discussion? If none, I'll turn the question to Mr. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes, motion passed unanimous. 6.8, 2025-2026 bus routes. There is a motion to approve the 2025-2026 bus routes as presented. All board members have that attachment in front of them. Been moved by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. I'll second that. Discussion. If none, I'll turn to the question. I'll turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimous. 6.9, contracts, special ed. The motion to approve the contracts for special placement and special ed services as presented.
So these are, some of them are overall contracts for special ed services, and some of them are for specific students. Do want to note that is why, it's where the contracts are located, just to protect some student names. But these are special ed services that will be used throughout the district. And just due to the dollar of the contracts, they do need to come to the board for approval.
Okay. Appreciate that insight, Mrs. Roberts. All board members have those 3 attachments in front of them.
These are all the ones we've used before.
One of them is new this year. Actually, 2 of them are new this year.
See, I know Eagle Wings, but I just wasn't sure about the others.
Right, the other 2 are new this year.
So move.
Okay. It has been moved by Mr. Smelter. Would there be a second? I'll second that. Discussion. Further discussion. If none, I'll turn the question to Mrs. Roberts for the roll call, please.
Mr. Smeltzer?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister? Yes. Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Motion passed unanimous. 6.10, contract to High University. Motion to approve contract to High University to facilitate a school counseling curriculum and internship for students in the Master of Education and Counselor Education program who are seeking a school counseling placement.
We always try to work with local universities and colleges to help with the placement of student teachers, or we've hosted school student nurses in the past, and this is extending that to also include guidance, potential guidance counselors who are going through school and looking for a placement to complete their practice.
Okay. For that insight, Mr. Melville. Comments? None to entertain a motion to approve. Okay, it's been moved by Mrs. Johns. Would there be a second? Second by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Discussion. Turn the question and turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll call of the board members.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes.
Mr. Smeltzer?
Yes.
Motion passed unanimous. That does move us into the section of the executive session.
Mr. Kimmer,
Yes, sir.
before we
Yes.
ask Ms. Sherman a question. On 5.3, the consent agenda, good catch by Mr. Roberts. I should have probably separated out Trent Johns from Travis Schaefer on the conference with Mr. Johns, being Ms. Johns' son. We pretty much changed our vote from abstain on that.
No, what's the agenda item on the?
The consent agenda,
Yep.
5.3, the workshop and conference that involves Trent Johns, that's Ms. Johns' son.
Oh,
We should probably have her abstain on that.
yeah, I would.
Can we just change that vote now, or do we need to revote?
Amend it?
I think you can change it now, assuming that Mrs. Johns wants to abstain.
All right.
So we would just need, since Mrs. Johns did second that, we would need somebody else to then second.
So maybe we should just redo the vote then.
Okay.
Okay, okay, let's go back to 5.3 then. Thank you for the,
Good catch by Ms. Roberts.
thank you, Mrs.
I did, typically when it's an employment thing, we know that, but it was one we didn't.
So we're gonna separate out,
We can just revote.
Just revote.
okay, just revote, okay, gotcha.
We'll separate it out next time.
All right,
We need a new second, right?
We need
Need a new
a
second.
new, let's just do a whole new vote, new motion, new second.
okay. There's a motion on the floor to approve the consent agenda items recommended by the superintendent and treasurer of the consent agenda 5.3. Been moved by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. It'll be a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Smeltzer. Discussion. On the question. Mrs. Roberts for the roll call, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Smeltzer?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes?
Mrs. Johns?
Okay. Motion's been approved. All right, that does move us then now into section 7, which is the executive session. We will motion to adjourn into executive session in accordance to section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Mr. Kimmer, I no longer need an executive session.
Okay.
If the board would like to keep that, we can do it for one of the reasons. Otherwise, we can just move on to adjournment.
Okay. Any board members have any desire then? No? Okay, there's no desire to move into executive session, so we will move on then to closing items. There's no motion. We'll move on to closing items, 8.1. The next meeting will be August 18th, 7 p.m. at the district office conference room for all board members. And that moves us into adjournment 8.2, motion to adjourn. Been moved by Mr. Hoffman. I'll second that. Turn the question, Mrs. Roberts, for the roll call.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Kimber?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister? Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Motion passed. Meeting has been adjourned.